Ostrom Stig found examples of the new species of Velociraptor.
See, he
Okay,
calls them
that's not right
Velociraptor.
there. He calls it Velociraptor, the new species of Velociraptor, but it's really Deinonychus.
Yeah, yeah. And he
So
corrects that in this book.
yeah,
This book
that's
just recently came out. This is the third edition of this book, but it just came out like November, this past November. Welcome to DinoZoom 8, Jurassic Mixup. This is a paper I wrote when I was in college back in 1997 called Jurassic Mixup. I wrote a paper on like how excited I was to go see Jurassic Park because it was going to have Deinonychus in it. But then when I went to see the movie, as I wrote in here, as I went to see it, I was disappointed that they called it Velociraptor. I didn't realize that they were going to be calling Deinonychus Velociraptor. Of course, my teacher didn't like my paper very well. Got a D. I don't know if you can see that. I got a D+. But it should have been Deinonychus, not Velociraptor. Let's talk about that some more. How's Texas?
pretty good.
Nice.
It's going good. I
Yeah.
took a walk earlier today. You can see out my window.
See how bright it is. Wow. Nice.
There's the pool.
Nice.
Yep. All the snow melted pretty much
Okay. Yeah, that
from
makes storm.
storm a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's a
Here.
church.
Okay. Nice.
I think it's like a mega church because it looks like a Walmart.
Wow.
It has like a cross. That's how you can tell it's a church. And it also says Gateway Church at the
Okay.
entrance.
Yeah.
And there's a big parking lot on the other side of those trees.
I was thinking that I would start right off with a video of Uncle John.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen
Okay.
this video.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'll share my screen. We got this video, John Ostrom discovering, or his discovery.
Oh, well, it has such beautiful fossil material from that very fine-grained lithographic
You see that?
limestone. And it's almost like
Yeah.
photographs
Cool.
of things that once lived
You'll see it?
in a
Yeah, I can
lagoonal
see
kind
it.
of setting 150 million years ago. That exquisite material. It's a glimpse into the past. I see the rock record as a vast library, but most of the pages are blank. There are pages that are just full of information, like the Solnhofen limestones have produced for us. My fieldwork expeditions has been tracing down blank pages because there have to be pieces of information on those blank pages that simply haven't been discovered yet. And I've been very fortunate in finding some evidence on some of those blank pages.
The remains of Archaeopteryx and other creatures are perfect in every detail.
Fish. God.
The nature
That's
of
really
the
cool.
preservation
Yeah.
we find in the Solnhofen material, it's exquisite. Of all finds, of course, are those specimens of Archaeopteryx, in particular the Berlin specimen, which shows such beautiful detail of the feather imprints. It's remarkable, a kind of photographic image almost that is preserved from 150 million years ago.
Anyways. I don't know how much more he
It's cool.
continues with that, but
That's really cool. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that before.
I'll watch. Yeah. I think it shows more of him talking later on and throughout that video. But yeah,
Cool.
we could just share that. And so how's your book coming along?
It's coming along. I have a rough draft. I just printed this out on my printer. So this the book I got is called Dominick the Deinonychus. And let's see. So this page will be glued to this page. And then
Okay.
that's the beginning. Here's the table of contents. I still have to edit it. I marked this up in red for stuff I need to fix, and that's the first page.
Okay. Looks nice.
And the second page.
Sweet.
Let's see. There's some more pages. So I'll go ahead a little bit to where it's talking about the size of Dominick the Deinonychus.
Yeah.
Says Dominick is smaller than the other Deinonychus. The cavemen often mistake him for a velociraptor. Then I have a disclaimer that says that dinosaurs lived in the Mesozoic era and cavemen lived in the Cenozoic era. But many stories like to include cavemen with dinosaurs in stories.
Yeah.
I just have a picture of it. But that's the size of Dominick the Deinonychus. And the next page it says, but Dominick is still bigger than his Velociraptor buddies. I'm going to have this. Try not to make my page fall apart too much. Here's him. There's Dominick the Deinonychus.
Wow.
With his Velociraptor buddies.
Oh, that's sweet.
I need to. Here is a fun random dinosaur fact. Deinonychus is about 4 feet tall, but velociraptors are about 2 feet tall. Not like the velociraptors you see in the movies. Those are actually Deinonychus.
Sweet.
And then I have kind of like a folder, a manila envelope folder, kind of like where the dinosaur facts are stored.
Yeah, it's like, the research.
Yeah, the research in the middle of the story. It breaks up the story, and I have these dinosaur facts that interrupt the story.
Okay, so that's not Dominick the Deinonychus. That's one of his.
No, this is
brothers.
This is not Dominick the Deinonychus, because this one is 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
And Dominick is 3 feet tall. So this must be Dominick's older brother, Danny the Deinonychus.
Okay.
Or something like that.
There you go.
Okay. So then this is kind of a similar picture as the other one.
Sweet.
A similar one where he's just hanging out with his Velociraptor buddies.
There's some nice pictures there.
Oh, thank you. And the next one is another interruption of the story. It says, here's another fun random dinosaur fact. The Deinonychus was discovered by paleontologist John Ostrom in the Badlands of Montana in August 1964. Dinosaur facts, and there's a picture of Uncle John discovering the flaw of the Deinonychus.
Yeah.
I'll just show you the pictures a little bit.
Yeah. Nice.
And then,
Yeah, I can't wait to see when it's fully in print.
yeah, that'll be cool. Hopefully soon. I wish I could work on it while I'm here in Texas, but here's another picture.
Nice. Really colorful.
Yeah, it's very colorful.
Yeah.
And then in the back, here's the end of the story. That's the last page. Then it goes to the end. Then I do a page with the dinosaur facts.
Uh-huh.
In the back.
So do you have references for the facts?
Yeah, I have a few references. I didn't put them in yet of this print of this, but I have them set. Like I have a blank page for the resources.
For resources, nice. Yeah.
And then another page. Then I have the photos of us with Uncle John.
Oh, nice. That's in there. Nice. Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And then us when we're at the museum.
Oh, that is sweet.
And then the very last page is kind of like whether I'm gonna do about the Deinonychus flying, looking at the relationship between Deinonychus and birds, and then I have my 3D hawk that I made years ago with the Deinonychus.
Wow. Yeah, that looks like a really good book.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to be finished and published.
Me too.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Dominick the Deinonychus.
Sweet. So yeah, with references and things like that,
Yeah.
you had that other book you were reading on the way to Texas. Yeah, the book you were reading to Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And here, first chapter.
So you have that book by Gregory Paul. I have this book
Yeah.
by Gregory Paul. This is the most latest edition.
Oh,
The Prinston Field Guide to Predatory Dinosaurs. So in this book, he corrects the confusion that was in the first book he wrote back in 1988. So that book that
Yeah.
you have there was the inspiration for Jurassic Park, and Michael Crichton used that book for his research for Jurassic Park. Gregory Paul was trying to name Deinonychus as a velociraptor as another species of velociraptor. The same thing happened with Brontosaurus and Apatosaurus. Apatosaurus was found first, and then Brontosaurus was found after. But then paleontologists thought that, well, they're the same species. So then Brontosaurus, the name went away, or they're like, oh, there is no such thing as Brontosaurus. But then they're like, well, no, actually, Brontosaurus is a different species than Apatosaurus. So then Brontosaurus came back. So that's similar to what Gregory Paul was trying to do, but it never kicked on because as you're in that book, it shows how Gregory Paul was trying to say that Deinonychus had that same snout shape that Velociraptor has, but then specimens that showed it more like this here, with the
the Deinonychus doesn't have that concave long face. They have it's still a long face, but not as long as the Velociraptor face.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have that dip down. He was thinking of calling the Deinonychus a Velociraptor since he was thinking it's a type of Velociraptor, so he can still say, oh, it's a Velociraptor.
But they both are types of dromaeosaurs, and was the first type like that. But Deinonychus is the first one that actually showed a full. It's the first one with a claw.
So, and dromaeosaurs are it's a family of the bird type dinosaurs.
Yeah.
With feathers.
So with clades, they're all broken up like a hereditary thing, and so the avian dinosaurs are so here's dromaeosaurs and here's avian dinosaurs, and like this. So they're right next to each other.
Yeah. Theropods, right? Or something.
Well, theropod is way back here, and then the theropods separated into different ones.
Yeah.
Theropods include T-Rex, Allosaurus, all of those, and dromaeosaurs, and also avian dinosaurs. Dakota raptor, Deinonychus, Velociraptor, Microraptor, and all of those are all dromaeosaurs. So
since they all branch off from the theropod branch, you could all consider them theropods.
Yeah, they are all
grouped together.
Yep.
All grouped together as theropods.
Yeah.
Because they all branch off from the theropod branch.
That's right. So you don't lose your direct lineage. So just like dromaeosaurs are theropods, birds are also theropods. Yeah.
Just like we're mammals.
Yep.
Like we're mammals, the same as monkeys are mammals, just the same as cats are mammals.
Yep. That's right. Here's where he talks about dromaeosaurs. Kind of hard to see because of the lighting here, but talking about dromaeosaurs, miscellanea, and starting with Velociraptor. Bambiraptor is another dromaeosaur. And then here's Deinonychus.
Yeah.
So it actually calls it Deinonychus here, Deinonychus anteropus.
Yeah.
In your book, he calls him Velociraptor anteropus, which there is no such thing.
He does mention the Deinonychus a few times here, though.
Okay. Yeah, so
and this page here, he talks about John Ostrom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he says, the beginnings of today's dinosaur renaissance can be traced to the mid-60s when John Ostrom's dig in the mid-Cretaceous of Montana found examples of the new species of Velociraptor.
See, he calls them Velociraptor.
Right there, he calls it Velociraptor, the new species of Velociraptor, but it's really Deinonychus.
Yeah. And he corrects that in this book.
Yeah.
This book just recently came out. This is the third edition of this book, but it just came out like this past November. So I actually like pre-ordered it before, and then I got it. So in November.
Oh, nice. Somewhere else he does talk about the Deinonychus. I'll have to find it.
Yeah, towards the end of it, when he's going through the different species.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a historic book because, it
it
started.
has some historical references with Jurassic Park.
Yeah. But
it has some history to it.
Yeah. But there is one other correction on that book that I want to bring up. I have some tabs open here, so let's see. Maybe I'll share my screen again.
You see it?
This document was written by Uncle John. Here is where he has the measurements. So this one here, it's kind of sideways, but it's the MCZ 4371. That is the specimen that's at Harvard. And if you add up so you got the femur, and you got it moves on to the next page here. You got the femur, you have the tibia, so those are the two halves of the leg, the top part and the bottom part. Add those two up, and then the foot part here, the metadorsal, if you add those up, you get the 0.87 meters that is found in the book that you have that Gregory Paul wrote, which is referenced in Wikipedia. So that's where you get the 0.87 meters of the hip height, but he doesn't include, this is the part that's here, the ilium. So the ilium is the hip bone. So when you include the hip bone, then it's 0.97 meters. But then the way that the Harvard dinosaur is standing, he's up on his toes a little bit. So then you'd also have to include the first toe here. And if you include that toe, like the top part of the toe, then it's 1.02 meters for the hip height. That specific Deinonychus that is mentioned there is actually taller than is referenced in Wikipedia, and so
that's probably larger than 4 feet tall.
Yeah, that one there is like 4 feet 7 inches tall, or 4 feet 9 inches tall, with the way they have the head positioned on that.
Yeah, in a normal stance.
Yeah.
A lot of them could be a lot taller if they stood up higher, closer to a straight up position, like your dinosaur.
Like that one there, 4 feet 4 inches tall, but he's kind of like bent a little bit at the knees. So this dinosaur, if I repositioned him, could easily be like 4 feet 8 inches.
Yeah, if they were stretching to reach up on a high tree branch, they'd be able to reach higher.
Yeah.
I think normally they would have their knees bent. They probably wouldn't normally have them stretched out unless
Yeah, they
they're.
wouldn't. They would
Yeah.
probably be something like this with a bend like that.
Mhm.
But this might not be bent like that. This is often shown as like straight from there. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then these toes, like those, could have been on that back foot, could have been up higher, like up on there. See how it's arched?
Yeah.
And like this, it could have been up on its toes more there. But,
Right. Yeah.
But well, it's nice to see your book, and it's nice
Yeah.
to see your area in Texas where you're staying for the.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty cool. It's an
Yeah.
adventure.
yeah,
The book is almost ready.
yeah,
A little bit more. Just
Yeah.
a few more finishing touches, and then I can publish it.
looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, it was cool to see that video of Uncle John too.
Yeah,
See him on that train and talking about that stuff.
yeah.
It's really cool.
We can find some more.
Yep. And then the next Zoom. Yep. By the next Zoom, this will be published.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Talk to you guys later.
See you later.
See you later.